weekly wrap-up, and we released step 2 of the Melisma course this week. So if you're on the site and you're one of the members, that's what's there, and I'm just going to talk to you about it a little bit. I'm talking to the members here. Now, if you've gone through my beginning, intermediate, and advanced voice course, especially the advanced voice course, where you had to practice all these different scales and patterns and so forth to get all of that in your ear, well, now suddenly step 2 of the Melisma course is going to seem awfully simple to you, but I want you to do it anyway, because it's about vocalizing to a little short half-scale pattern that I'm going to turn into all kinds of things meaning different patterns and ways of singing melismas. So even though theoretically that's pretty simple, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, hearing it both in major and minor, now that's kind of important, even though you should be able to do that if you've gone through these courses, right? Like, ooh, ooh. So the difference between just flatting that third, both descending and ascending, but that's the ear and the physicality you want to bring into this and be able to do it in all kinds of different keys and hear the chords and respond to it. Anyway, that's what step 2 of the Melisma course was about. And go ahead and spend some time with there. Just go through it pretty quick. I've got some really cool stuff coming up in the Melisma course. I'm just spoon feeding you. And honestly, this is the exact way I do it in the studio to teach people how to really do all kinds of things with their voices. We start real easy, just hearing a half-scale pattern and relating to different types of chords. This time we talked about major and minor, and then there are other chords besides major and minor, right? They're like, what? Augmented chords, diminished chords. Being able to hear just those roots, thirds, and fifths and having them do what is supposed to happen, and then hearing the scale around that, and then even tying the chromatics around that, will give you a full system of anything that's possible. Then it gets into you just being creative with it and having different types of rhythms and thought process about how you approach it. But you'll see as we move into the Melisma course, all of that's going to be taken care of for you. So that's what's happening there. Be on the lookout for more Melisma lessons, and there I'm going to pop up some other lessons next week, wrapping up a few things and heading off in different directions, always just to keep it interesting for both me and you. Now, on the musical tip, I talked about microphones for the last couple of weeks. I think I'll talk this week about breath support and my theories on that, and share with you a little bit about it, because obviously breath support is important. Now, I always go out of my way to say if you try to think too much about the breathing in the beginning when I'm working with students, I always think that that's probably not the right approach, and that's just based out of years of experience of when I used to do it and all of the time and effort I would spend talking about support the first couple of lessons and breathing and making everybody slowly get the air out and so forth, and some of the things I'm going to talk to you about today, in fact. But I sort of found that people if they got tension in their throat, and that's the key, I'm going to talk about that first, that tension in the throat, sometimes you get even more tension in the throat if you don't understand how breath support really works, and you start working on that breathing stuff, and you build up too much heft, and you push all the air through the cords. I'm always talking about the fact that if you push too much air pressure up underneath the vocal cords, they're going to try to resist this harder air pressure, and bingo, you got a problem. Now, the truth is that support is not about a big bubble of air pushing up underneath the cords. And before I talk about that, let's talk about a whole lot of problems and how one thing can solve a lot of things. Because the big problem is tension. And there's got to be tension somewhere. I mean, the whole thing about the voice is resistance. Vocal cords are resisting the air that's pushing through. Even when you take the breath support and you get support going, there's something about resistance down here. So what's going on there? Well, first of all, let's talk about what tension creates. People say, I don't like what I sound like. Or, hey, I'm getting tired. I can't even make it through a gig before my throat gets tired. Well, tension right here. To both the answers to both of those things. You want better tone? Take away the tension. You want to not hurt your voice while you're singing all night long? Take away the tension. So let's talk a little bit, and let me talk to you a little bit about what it feels like in the different places that you could create or not create support and tension. So let's start off with something that's actually wrong. It's a bad thing. So I don't want you to think that what I'm asking you to do here is for any other reason than to feel it, to understand it. And that is, we could do everything here in the throat. And if we do everything here in the throat, we're going to create that tension that's going to be cause and effect to all of the problems that I'm just talking about, right? So take a breath. Just take a breath and and go like this and go and feel what it feels like to feel that right there in your throat. Now that'll wear you out, that feeling, if you put it there. Now let's go just the opposite. Let's not be tight at all. You can slump. You can be completely lazy and just go But still, that's not going to do anything to take tension away from the throat. Might be a little easier than if you're really trying to put a bunch of tension in your throat, but it's still wrong. Both of those ways are producing sound from your throat. And that is the thing that everybody, when I say everybody, choir directors, vocal instructors, anybody who is involved in the voice, they know that knows what they're talking about, knows that you don't want that tension there in the throat. So now, that's where support comes in. And what's support really? Support really is taking a low breath, having that air in you, and now completely having that, and there's some natural tension that's happening in here now. But as I take that breath, open up your throat completely and just go, so there's no anything created there. Now that's what support is really supposed to do. Because lots of times I think when people teach this, no one said, hey, let me show you what it feels like to do it right and wrong. Or in this case, wrong and right. So now when we start to do that, now I did something, I don't know if any good ears out there, did you hear me change the tone? I did that on purpose because I want to talk about that next. And that has to do with, now that I've got some support going, where I may place this within my resonators. And the resonators, again, are the mouth resonator and the nasal resonator. The nasal pharynx up into the nasal passage. You know, there's a wall up in the back of your nasal passage here. And you can put the sound there. You can put the sound there. Say that was the same note, but it sure sounded different, didn't it? And the ability to understand where to bring that, again, is a way of taking away tension. But I want you to feel it again. So let's just do this. I'm going to say, hi, my name is Jim. You can say, my name is Jim or Joyce. All right? So even if your name isn't, right? Just say that. Hi, my name is Jim. Now, if you just say that flat, again, hi, my name is Jim, you're going to get a little bit more here in the throat. You're going to get that feeling, but if you get the support going and you start to understand, actually, let me talk about this too. Let's talk about the dreaded yodel, right? That's what a break is. That's what everybody's always talking about, the break. Now, how do I start to pull that together? Well, you have to start to understand how to place the tone through your resonators in different places. As you're going higher, if you can raise your soft palate just a little bit. But I want you to feel something first. So I know I'm being run down. Did again say, hi, my name is Joyce or Jim, depending upon who you are, or whatever, or everybody say Jim, I don't care. Hi, my name is Jim. Now, do this for a second. Take a breath and go like you want to pop, like you're driving in the mountains or something, and you need, or an airplane, and you need to pop your ears. Now everybody will yawn, right? Go like you're popping your ears. So when you do that, and then go ahead and say, hi, my name is Jim. Now when you do that, something changed. sort of opened the throat in a different way, and the tone changed, the sound changed, and even the feeling in your throat changed if you did the difference between just saying it without the support and so forth, and then all of a sudden, hi, my name is Jim. Being able to do that, make that lowered sound. Now, if I really go real big, like totally on, hi, my name is Jim, that's totally overdone, and what I'm doing when I'm doing this is dropping my larynx and making a bigger space in the back of the throat. That's sort of the radical farthest back that you could place it. But now, if you start to feel that just by doing that, there's a lot of varying degrees of that. And you can bring it a little bit more in the nasal passage, and this is how you start to feel how you could pull that breakaway and keep the resonance going as you go up in the siren. So again, if I got the thing going on, hey, something different now. Everything was more connected, more resonance and more resonant sound from bottom to the top, and that little thing sort of disappeared. Hi, my name is Jim. Hi, my name is Jim. Hi, my name is Jim. Now, if I place it right there with the support, that's a real easy place to sing. I don't get tired. I can hold the notes, and it's way easier to go up through my break and my bridge because I've taken all of the tension away, but still kept some resonance that causes the chords to push in from the sides. Yes, the chords do different things. Now, what's going on, if you don't have support, you're pushing just the air up underneath the chord, and the vocal cords are trying to resist it. That's how you get tired. But now, if you start to get these feelings in this type of placement and working on the varying degrees within that, and you have to be sensitive to it, just like any other physical sport, you have to sort of refine things. And the way you refine things is to sort of feel the limits on both sides, right? Too much, but maybe almost too much. Now, the varying degrees between that. No break at all now. Everything's connected, power, energy, and I don't get tired. You have to explore this a little bit. You have to work on really figuring it out. And when I say figuring it out, now I'm the teacher. I'm going to get on my little soapbox right now. I have been teaching for years and teaching different people. I can help. I'm helping right now. But you know what you have to do? And I tell my students this all the time. Take responsibility for yourself. Get to the bottom of this yourself. Figure out what's going on by trying these things until you feel it inside your body. Nobody knows your body better than you do. I live over here and here with this body. You live over there in your head with that body. And things are going to be a little bit different. Everybody is different. Now, at least you need a way to sort of look for it, right? Use sirens. Use vowel sounds. Siren up and down your range. I tell everybody on the website and in my studio all the time to do that. Yeah, it is the first exercise that my private students who come into my studio, the first thing we do every lesson is run through the 6 different vowel sounds with sirens. But even that, if you don't understand the siren, if you don't understand what I'm talking to you about today, you could still end up with a break. I think sooner or later, if you siren enough every day and with the mind that you're going to pull that break away, you'll figure it out. But I'm trying to give you some more thoughts to refine it even more precisely. So, take responsibility. Figure this out. Decide, I'm going to truly get this taken care of so I don't have to work on it anymore. All I have to do is now be maintenance. Keep it up. Once you understand how to do this, you still want to go up and down those sirens and those vowel sounds, refining it, getting better at it. I'm still doing it. I do it all the time because I'm doing it with my students. Student after student walks in, and in the beginning of the lesson, we work on this. If everything sounds smooth and wonderful, then I move on to the next thing, the things that we need to talk about within the lesson. If I see that there's a problem, then I always work on it a little bit with them. Try not to completely frustrate them if there's happening to break, because it will go away in time if you work on it. Again, take responsibility and say, I'm going to conquer this, get this part of it out of the way. And then you get better. So, that is my musical tip of the week. Sing with support. Take the pressure away from the throat. Let the throat feel like it's open. Feel what it feels like to bring things up into the into the back of the soft palate. Hey, speak a little bit like this. Take the support. Speak a little bit like this. Bring it up a little bit. Raise that soft palate up a little bit, and then you start to vocalize right there. And you know what? When you do it just the right way, you feel nothing. All the pressure goes away. You feel something here. Now the truth is, it should be, any tension felt should be here. There should be no tension felt here at all. And I said the truth is, so I'm going to tell the real truth. It depends. In a perfect world, support, tension here, no tension whatsoever in the throat. But once in a while, hey, I'm going to sing like this. I'm going to bring it down here. Well, there's a little bit of tension if I'm going to do it that way. But you know what? My choice. My choice to do that. Not something that's happening all the time that's messing me up. No, I chose to do that to get some kind of specific effect as I was singing to communicate with. And in my mind, I felt that that was the right thing to use. So there's a difference between doing it all the time and having bad technique and not understanding what's going on, and the ability to color the tone and do something that does put maybe a little bit of tension in your throat, but you get a special effect and you get a certain sound. Again, when you understand this, it becomes your own choice. All right, there's my musical tip of the week. I hope everybody is watching. Those of you on YouTube that are watching, you know I'm always asking you to come on over to totallyvocals.com. I'm doing it again right now. Come on over, sign up for the free membership, check out all the different courses and all the great things that we have there. Hundreds of songs and breakdowns of songs, both male and female singers, courses in vibrato, courses in beginning, intermediate, and advanced voice, courses in harmony singing, courses in ear training, courses in jazz scat singing. There's a lot over here, so come on and check it out. totallyvocals.com. See you next time.